if I revealed to you that the precise moment Asia began treating SB19 with genuine institutional respect had absolutely nothing to do with a breakthrough hit composition, nothing to do with a fan-captured performance clip spreading across digital platforms, and nothing whatsoever to do with Western media finally granting them permission to exist on the global stage? It was a business determination, a single, calculated, irreversible business determination. And once you completely absorb the layers of what that determination actually represented and why it carried such seismic weight, you will never perceive SB19's trajectory through the same lens again. Because while virtually every other idol collective on the planet was exhausting itself fighting desperately for fleeting attention and temporary algorithmic favor, SB19 was quietly, methodically, deliberately constructing leverage. And that's the precise moment Asia collectively realized something that changed everything. This isn't simply another boy group occupying a slot in the entertainment calendar. This is a fundamental power realignment happening in real time. Today, we're completely dismantling the exact business determination that permanently transformed how Asia perceives SB19 and precisely why it may function as the definitive operational blueprint for the entire future direction of Asian pop. Stay with me through every single chapter of this breakdown. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to SB19 Beatzone as we go deeper than anyone has gone before. Because I promise you, the further we descend into this, the more significant and earth-shaking this becomes. Establishing the foundation, understanding the problem first. To genuinely grasp why this business determination carried such extraordinary transformative power, we absolutely require the contextual foundation first. Throughout the previous several decades, Asian pop operated beneath a single, dominant, unchallenged, seemingly permanent institutional framework: the Korean idol manufacturing system. Organizations including SM Entertainment, YG Entertainment, and JYP Entertainment didn't merely develop performers and release music into the marketplace. They constructed entire civilizations of entertainment infrastructure, comprehensive developmental systems, worldwide distribution networks engineered over decades, corporate investment relationships spanning multiple industries, and cross-border partnership agreements that gave them effective authority over what Asian pop looked and sounded like globally. They commanded capital, and within the pop music ecosystem, commanding capital means commanding perception itself. Meanwhile, SB19 emerged beneath SB19 Philippines as what the industry collectively dismissed as an experimental regional project: 5 Filipino candidates conditioned beneath an adopted Korean developmental methodology. Initially, the consensus judgment was swift and dismissive: imitation act, regional side project, a cultural curiosity without serious commercial trajectory. But then something shifted beneath the surface. And it wasn't a song, it wasn't a performance, it wasn't a chart position. It was ownership. The turning point that changed every calculation. The moment SB19 established 1Z Entertainment as their operational home, the entire landscape recalibrated in ways that casual observers completely failed to register. This wasn't a management transition. This wasn't a rebranding exercise designed for public consumption. This was a fundamental restructuring of power dynamics within an industry that understands power more fluently than almost any other. Here's the distinction that carries all the weight. Most idol collectives throughout Asian entertainment history have functioned as assets, revenue-generating instruments operated on behalf of shareholder interests sitting comfortably above them in corporate hierarchies. SB19 made the determination to transition into stakeholders instead. That single word, stakeholder versus asset, that distinction permanently altered how Asia's entertainment establishment was required to evaluate and engage with them. Because once performers command genuine strategic authority, they simultaneously command narrative construction, expansion trajectory determination, partnership negotiation positioning, and long-term directional sovereignty. And Asia, more than perhaps any other entertainment market on Earth, comprehends power structures with profound institutional clarity. The moment SB19 positioned themselves as founders and executives rather than performers awaiting instructions, they ceased being P-pop attempting to earn competitive recognition. They became enterprise builders, and enterprises get taken seriously in ways that performers simply never do. Why Asia specifically responded with institutional respect. Here's the dimension that most observers consistently underestimate or overlook entirely. Asia respects hierarchy with deep cultural conviction. Asia respects demonstrated structural intelligence. Asia respects business acumen expressed through organized action rather than promotional declaration. When SB19 began architecting genuine brand partnerships, executing strategic product launches, and orchestrating carefully sequenced market rollouts beneath the 1Z operational framework, it transmitted a specific signal to every corporate partner, media institution, and industry insider paying attention. This signal communicated maturity, organizational sophistication, corporate literacy. Their 1Z trade launch events weren't press conference entertainment designed for fan consumption. They were deliberate market signals transmitted directly to professional audiences who evaluate such signals with precise analytical rigor. And markets respond to signals with recalibrated positioning. Suddenly, almost overnight within professional circles, SB19 was no longer being discussed as the Filipino collective that achieved viral breakthrough recognition. They were being discussed as a vertically integrated, brand-sovereign, expansion-ready enterprise operating with genuine strategic intelligence. That's entirely different language, and Asia speaks that language with complete native fluency. The Asia-first strategic positioning that separated them from everyone else. Here's where the strategic intelligence becomes genuinely remarkable. Rather than pursuing Western validation as their primary expansion objective, the path that tempts virtually every Southeast Asian act with global aspirations, SB19 deliberately reinforced their regional dominance architecture first. K-pop conquered Asia comprehensively before directing any meaningful resources towards Western market penetration. That sequencing was intentional and brilliant. But numerous Southeast Asian acts observing K-pop's eventual Western breakthroughs have attempted to bypass the regional consolidation phase entirely and leap directly towards American entry. SB19 categorically refused that temptation. They pursued regional collaborative relationships, distribution partnership development, Asian media recognition campaigns, and strategic positioning within markets that genuinely understand idle economics from the inside. And this sequencing matters profoundly, because Asia doesn't extend respect towards desperation. Asia extends respect towards consolidation, towards demonstrated strength and known territory before claiming unfamiliar ground. When SB19 demonstrated genuine capacity to move regional markets with strategic precision, Asia's institutional evaluation recalibrated completely. The question circulating in professional conversations shifted from can they compete at this level to what are the actual limits of their scaling potential. That is an entirely different conversation, a dramatically more significant one. Control versus capital, the distinction that determines everything. There exists a precise reason why corporate-backed idol collectives operate with certain behavioral characteristics that artist-controlled enterprises never exhibit. Capital purchases velocity, but authority purchases sustainability. When SB19 established meaningful independence beneath 1Z, their long-term potential ceiling transformed fundamentally. Generated profit no longer flows exclusively upward towards shareholders positioned above them in corporate hierarchies. It recycles inward, funding creative autonomy, enabling smarter strategic investments, sustaining patient long-term positioning, and continuously building genuine negotiation leverage across every partnership relationship they enter. When Asian entertainment professionals observe performers deliberately constructing equity rather than generating dependency relationships, attention sharpens immediately, because equity building among performers is extraordinarily rare throughout the Asian entertainment landscape. And when something genuinely rare not only survives but demonstrably thrives, it inevitably becomes influential. The trade launch that transmitted clarity to every executive watching. The 1Z trade launch represented a moment that registered completely differently depending on who was observing it. To devoted followers, it was an exciting celebratory milestone.
To corporate executives and industry analysts, it was a transmission of unmistakable institutional clarity. It communicated without ambiguity. We are constructing an ecosystem with genuine longevity architecture, not simply releasing musical content into an algorithm and hoping for favorable outcomes. Distribution channel development, brand framework construction, corporate alignment strategies, intellectual property management systems. Within Asia's entertainment ecosystem builders consistently outperform content releasers across every meaningful long-term metric. And SB19 publicly declaring ecosystem building intentions, that's the precise moment institutional skepticism began dissolving into genuine professional respect. The power shift that extends far beyond SB19 themselves. Here's the uncomfortable truth that every traditional label executive understands and finds deeply inconvenient. Talent generates attention, ownership generates power, and Asia at its deepest institutional level recognizes and responds to power.